I live alone. My daughter and her husband live next door in the house. One day my daughter went to a session for a month. My son-in-law came to me and said that my wife had left and now I had to feed him. He came for 3 days, ate, and went home for the night. And then he told me that he was tired of running around and he would stay with me for the time being. I was only glad, not alone to sit at home, and here is a man of 40 years tall, handsome. In the evening he came out of the shower, wrapped in a towel, and went into the hall. I wanted to ask him something and followed him, and that's where I saw him. I was like an electric shock. My brother-in-law was standing there completely naked and wiping his head with a towel. What he had between his legs caught my eye, a big banana of gigantic size. My daughter was really lucky. Her father had a small peppers, and I was often under-emotional. My gaze couldn't take my eyes off his big banana. My son-in-law saw me watching him. He got embarrassed and apologized. I went to the kitchen and cooked under the impression that Bill's banana was in front of my eyes. My lower abdomen was hot and wet. I had not felt such a pleasant sensation for a long time. I am no longer a young woman. I am 56 years old, but slim and look younger than my years. My son-in-law was wearing shorts. I imagined what he had there. He must have seen the look in my eyes. In the evening, I called him to have tea with me. My son-in-law came to the kitchen in tight shorts and his banana was sticking out of his underpants. I felt like he did it on purpose. I thought he was provoking me on purpose. We talked and drank tea. He went into the hall and laid down on the sofa and started watching TV. He was lying on the couch in his underwear, covered with a light blanket. I sat down next to him, and he offered to cover me with the blanket. He placed my hand under the blanket on his leg. I felt his wand being drawn into a log. Everything between my legs burned with fire. I couldn't resist him. My brother-in-law just climbed on top of me like a horse. He kissed my lips and started undressing me. I couldn't resist, and I didn't want to. All night long he scored goals on me in different positions. I loved the way he controlled me. I just had to obey him. In the morning I was ashamed, but he said that if we hadn't done it, we would have regretted it for the rest of our lives. It was a week before my daughter arrived, and all that week he was winning me at soccer by scoring goals. And then the day before my daughter arrived, he moved out. One day I realized I was pregnant. I decided to keep the baby. I told my daughter it was with my married lover, and her husband Bill understood. He knew it was his child, but he didn't take part in its upbringing. 5 years later, my daughter divorced Bill, and he moved away. We never saw him again.